Welcome back, guys, to going over every single Pokemon card in my Gen 1 binder that I've collected over the last 30 years. Our previous one was the Bulbasaur line, so now we're moving on to Charmander. This is from XY Evolutions. They did a re-release of all the old artworks, but it was in 2016. It's kind of hard to believe that this card is 10 years old, but I also have cards that are 20 and 30 years old, so it's a little bit easier to believe nowadays. This is the most common Charmander artwork for the old style of him setting the bramble on fire with his tail. Oh, and that's the back. There we go. And then this is the XY Evolutions Charmeleon that goes with it. Some of these I put next to each other, some of them I don't. These are set up the way that I like to look at them, because I'm the only one that really sits through me looking through my binder, except for you guys. So thank you for that. I'm really excited to be showing this collection off, especially after so long. I love these cards. This is my life 100%. Charmeleon. And this one does go with the Charmander. And I know you are probably seeing this. This is indeed that Charizard, but it's not that Charizard. This is the XY Evolutions 2016 Charizard. Still a very cool card to pull. All of the XY Evolutions I did pull myself because me and my roommate, we bought so much of them at the time. There's the back. Love that hollow. Very cool. I don't really care about Charizard. Personally, I feel like he's a bit overdone. But everybody has their preferences when it comes to Pokemon. Every Pokemon is somebody's favorite, in my opinion. And Charizard's just not mine. This is a Team Rocket Charmander. Look at that artwork. Lord. This is from the 90s, however. This is a common card from, I think, one of the Team Rocket sets. That's what that little R stands for right there. Because they were putting the symbols up here rather than down in the corners, as we see on modern cards. They were also doing, like, Dark-type Pokemon. But not Dark-type Pokemon. Here, so the next one here is Dark Charmeleon from the same set with that R right there. So it would be like Charmander and then Dark Charmeleon. You got Eevee and then Dark Vaporeon, etc., etc. And the artwork on these was a bit more sinister looking. Very cool though, still. Very cool. Nice looking, very old card here. This card is older than I am, probably. Then we have this next set here. I'll do these one by one. These cards, actually, my roommate did give me back in the day. It is a whole artwork set. So you've got Charmander, Charmeleon, and then his trainer grows with him, which is really cool. Charmeleon. And they had, for some reason, there was an era of cards that had charms on the side. I wasn't collecting between 2011 and 2015, 2016. So this wasn't I didn't know about this because I didn't like the way the cards looked, so I wasn't buying cards back then. But that I do not have very many cards that have the charms on the sides. And then finally we have, which is really ironic, a snowy Charizard card with a snowflake hollow. That's cool. That's really cool. And then more of the charms. You get more charms as you level up, I guess. And then there's Charizard with its trainer, all grown up in a snowstorm. Alright, those were like my specialty set cards. And now we can move on to the actual bulk. This is the Pokemon Go Anniversary Charmander card. It has a hollow and it's holding like a Poke Cake or something. This is the promo card because I did buy quite a bit of the Pokemon Go cards. And here's another Pokemon Go Charmander with a special fire holo. And this one says, it has a preference for hot things. When it rains, steam is said to spout from the tip of its tail. Which, I'm not gonna lie, kind of goes against several other Charmander facts that we all know and love, but 2022. Here's the Charmeleon that goes with that Charmander. And then the back. I don't know why I'm showing you guys the backs. They don't really change much over the 20 years, but it's nice to look at, you know. I did have someone point out to me that the Pokeball on the back of the card is opening wrong. This button here is supposed to be on the top where the red is instead of down where the white is. And I guess that was a mistake that they made 20, 30 years ago and never bothered to fix. Which, you know. Now this one I do have multiples of, so I'm not going to be showing the non-holo or non-holo version of. This is the 25th anniversary Charmander card. I believe this one is from McDonald's because during the 25th anniversary event, McDonald's did do a collab with Pokemon, and they had Pokemon packs where you could get starters. And I think I managed to get the whole set. I'm not sure though. This one was cute. This one was really messed up because it was gifted to me while I was at work by someone who worked at the McDonald's in the store that I worked at. And he would bring me extra Pokemon packs, which was really nice of him. The non-holo version, I'm not going to take it out, but it doesn't have the 25th anniversary because it is from a different set. I don't like when they reuse art, but, you know. This next one here is a modern Charmander card with the silver border. It's just got that flat foil look to it. I do like the plain foil, I have to say. He's just a little guy. Most of these are just little guys, in my opinion. I love all my cards. When I was a kid, I could trade pretty easily, but now as an adult, I'm really very attached to them. I do like the lineless artwork in this set, though, or in this art here. Okay, we've got some more old cards. This one is Blaine's Charmander. This one is from Gym Hero Gym Challenge, just like that Erica's Bulbasaur that we saw before. It is a common, because I believe it came from a deck. I almost got this particular artwork tattoo just because I liked his silly pose. But I don't have money for that, so it never happened. This is from the 90s, so it is probably older than me, again. We have another Blaine's Charmander running through grass. That's probably not smart. Oh, no. It's in like a little fireball. I don't know. I like this artwork. I think it's really cute. The early 90s stuff was pre-digital, or when they were still learning digital art, so that's really cool that it was like traditional and then scanned and then fixed up. I don't know how they did it back in the day, but it was really cool. You got Blaine there, and it's also a common. I did play the Pokemon TCG for a little while. Playing it in person wasn't super fun for me, but I know a lot of people did, in fact, really have enjoy, and a lot of people still do play it. This is the Charmander that is the exact same as the XY Evolutions Charmander. Like that, see? Yes. But this is the one from the 90s with that common circle. This is in very rough shape because I've had it for so long. I do have a lot of Charmander cards because my name is Charmander. So a lot of people have gifted me these cards. I've just kind of made it my thing to collect them. Here we have another e-reader card. This one is Charmander, of course. 2002. This artwork is just it sitting on a rock. And then as we get closer, further on, there are some e-reader cards that only have the fat bottom rather than the fat bottom and the side, because people really did not like those borders. 2004 Charmander. Oh, what a playful era they had with this set. I love this Charmander art to death. There's the back. Yay. Very nice. And just like I mentioned before, there are some artworks that are just silly. They look a little weird, but they do offer the Pokemon from a different angle. Like the back of the Charmander. Ooh. This one's also from 2004, and I think it's from the same set as well. There it is. Yeah. This Charmander from 2009. The 2009 cards do have a certain feel to them that it's really hard to explain. My first 2009 card, I believe, was a Darkrai that I do not have anymore, and it makes me so sad, and I've been hunting for it, but I've never been able to find the artwork, so it may have just been a fever dream. And then we have 2013. This was one of the sets or eras that I did not collect cards actively, so anything from this year. 2011, 12, 13, 14, and 15 I was not actively collecting because I did not like how dark and thick the borders were. I didn't like the basic. There was a lot about these cards that I did not enjoy. 2010 though. 2010 was sick. I enjoyed that card design, like that it was like pastel, kind of modern. We've got one of my favorite Charmander cards here. This is from 2018. You've got it just with a little leaf. The art style, the brush strokes, the coloring. I love this card. And now we're coming up on the Detective Pikachu Charmander. Cursed little guy. Very realistic looking. The holo actually makes it kind of hard for you to see him. With Detective Pikachu cards, of course, they do have the magnifying glass with the Pikachu tail. I know a lot of people really enjoyed Ryan Reynolds as Detective Pikachu in the movie, but back when Internet Core for that era was happening, we all wanted Danny DeVito. And I still think that they should revoice all of the lines as Danny DeVito, because I think it'd be funny. There's this cute, bubbly Charmander. This one is 2019 as well. Here is another one of my favorite Charmander cards. This one I believe I bought specifically for this card. Like I bought like a pack and I was trying to pull it. But you see it? Surprised by its flaming tail. In the back. I love my Charmander cards because Charmander is kind of rare nowadays in card form. I do only have one of. Not a lot of doubles in this one. Here we have Frolicking Charmander. This was 2020 with that flame holographic that they had for that. Look at that. That is so cool. And the back. Now with foil cards, they do bend over time, which no matter how nice you keep them, they're still gonna bend. So here we go. A lot of the Charmander art I absolutely adore because they make him look so good. Like, I don't understand how we can pander to Charizard when Charmander is right there. Ugh, baby. This is a promo card from 2021. This one was bought, I believe, at Walmart. in a pack with it as the promo, and I bought it specifically for this card. There we go, a modern Charmander card. Definitely looks closer to the anime. That silver border. This one was 2023. Still just a common. Now I'm not reading the artist just because I don't feel like it, but I hope that the camera is clear enough that you can see the artist name on here. This is a Japanese Charmander card that I believe I pulled from maybe my first 151 pack. I think this is a 151 Charmander. The back of the cards actually has it opening correctly. This is the newer version of the old Pocket Monsters backing for the Japanese cards. I do prefer the back of the Japanese cards, I think. I think it's cool. I like the types. They're all there. Japanese cards are a bit higher quality as well, as because of their gambling laws in Japan, they do have to have a guaranteed hit in every pack, and I love it. This is a very, very old Charmander that I've got. I love the limited color palette on here. It is old, it's folded, so you can tell I've had it for at least 16 years. 2007, woo. God. Frolicking Charmander again. I love when they draw him in tall grass. Like, where are we gonna put this fire Pokemon with the fire tail? Flammable Town. Ooh, I love it. This card is from 2006. They did not give us any information here. Did make it very difficult to sort back when I was a kid, and I do have multiples of this card here. This is the old version that I had as a kid. This is my kid card, and this is my card that I got to replace it as an adult. Here is the English version of that Japanese card that we just saw. It is from 151, so that means that this Charmander probably came from the one pack, or my first pack of 151 that I got a whole, I think, year after the set came out, from an antique store, because that's where scalpers were selling at the time. They probably still are. It looks pretty much the same as the Japanese card. We can put them side by side. Except for, one's in English and one's in Japanese. This one does feel like it's a lot more vibrant than the Japanese card, printing wise. And then here, pull them up. Here are the backs side by side, so you guys can kind of see the difference. I like this one better. And that's why they were right next to each other too. Boop. And boop. There we go. This next one I did not buy an ETB for. I got this from a regular at my video game job when the set came out. This was before the scalpers, so we weren't limiting how many Elite Trainer boxes people could buy. So I would always ask my regulars, well, if you get too many and you don't want the promo, I'll take it. And that's how I got most of my promos, because I don't buy ETBs. I don't play the game, so I don't feel a need. Plus, I'm not paying $50, $60, $70, $80 for a box with 9 packs and a bunch of energies. I collect. I don't want the energies. Sorry for that rant. This is a very well-known Charmander card here. Full art holo, Charmander, Pidgeys. We love it. It is still in its plastic because I didn't get 2 of them. Sometimes if I get 2 of them, one goes in one binder, open, and the other one stays sealed. This one happened to stay sealed. And that is the last Charmander for that page. Oof. It's been there for a while. There we go. Moving on to Charmeleon. This Charmeleon is from 2017. Looks like you caught it graffitiing. Got a 2018 Charmeleon here. because Charmander and Charizard always seem to get the spotlight, Charmeleon actually doesn't get a lot of attention. It has a really nice shade of red. It has an interesting design for a mid-evolution. Charmeleon might be my favorite mid-evolution, I think, of like all of the gens. Just because it has a special place in my heart, being kind of neglected. Middle child syndrome. We have a Charmeleon Holo from 2020. There's that Flame Holo again. Woo! Yeah, because it was like full art or reverse holo and something holo. I don't remember. But they're all foil cards to me. But I do just call them holos because that's. I don't know. One of the first Charmeleon cards I ever got. This one is from 2007. Very underrated era. And look at that little JPEG of Charmander that we've got right here. That was the default back in the day. I always thought it was so silly. Like, oh, there he is. Oh, there he is. Actually, at the end here, I'll probably take out 2 different Charmeleons just to look at the comparison of the difference that Charizard or Charmander has gone through. This one is from 2007. This is one that I've also had for a long time, but I did not fold, even though I have had it for that long. Got crap on it. There we go. I am a scalper's worst nightmare. Or a reseller's worst nightmare. I do not bother with the collecting for value, dude. Are you kidding me? Alright. Charmeleon. 2009. Again, it's got that feel to it. This one has tape on it because I taped a whole bunch of them together back before I knew that there were pages like this. Yep. Okay, we have a 2023 Charmeleon in the snow, because where else is a fire Pokemon gonna frickin' be? Look at this little dork. There he is. Let's see the focus. There he is. Ah, yes. We have another modern Charmeleon coming up here. This one is from 2023 as well, but this is from 151. And then there's that. Just like the grass type holo, they did make a flame. They made like special holos for each individual type later on, which was really cool too. Ooh. In the back. As an adult, I did learn to take care of my Pokemon cards. I know a lot of people are probably very angry about how I treat these cards, but they're mine, not yours. Neener. This is an electric type Charmeleon I actually got recently. It is from Delta Species, which was something they did in 2005 and 2006, where they type swapped Pokemon. As a kid, I did not know what this was, and it was incredibly confusing trying to sort this. I'm like, what do you mean this fire type Pokemon has to go in the electric pile? Ugh, I hated it. It is an uncommon card. I had never seen this one before. I found it and I was like, oh, Delta Species, thank you. And we've got Blaine's Charmeleon, but in Japanese. This one actually probably might match the Erica's Bulbasaur that we have. That is the original Pocket Monsters backing, just like we saw. I love this design. It is opening upside down though, which is funny. So you got Blaine. This is an uncommon card. This was also probably part of a deck. And then you've got the little goober that he evolves from. Good stuff. $20.25 Charmeleon. I really do like this art, and I did like that they were including more Charmeleons in the sets, because he's a little guy. Well, he's a medium-sized guy, but he's a guy. See, this one says, when it swings its burning tail, the temperature around it rises higher and higher, tormenting its opponents. Rage bait. That's what he is. Middle child syndrome that developed into rage bait. Now our next two cards are very special. These are, one of these is fake and one of these is real. And it's probably really, really easy to just to tell the difference between the two. This one is hollow and this one is the fake one. This is what the back of the fake one looks like compared to the back of a real one. You're probably asking, Char, why do you keep fake cards? They're not worth anything. They look like crap. Yeah, but these were made during that time period. This is like DIY history, essentially. People were making their own cards and they look like crap and they're miscut and the wrong size, but they're so special to me. And I have quite a few in this binder and my other binders just because. Just because. 2007. Like, it is essentially a 1-for-1 scan. This one is more vibrant though, of course, just like before. And this is one of my favorite Charizard artworks as well. It makes me think of like the Sailor Moon anime. Here we have Mega Charizard X EX. Charizard has like 8 forms or something. One of the reasons I don't like it that much. This one does have the watermelon flames. I did pull the other Charizard EX, GX, whatever, that's from this same set. That is also watermelon color, which I like the watermelon. Don't care for Charizard. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but Charizard is textured. This whole card is textured, except for the foil part, which is... I love the texture cards because they go woo. Double star. Very nice. Yeah. I think that's shiny Charizard as well. But this one, it's Japanese. It's Charizard. This is a Charizard EX from 151, but the Japanese pack that I got. I don't know if you... This one is textured as well, just like that other one. I thought it was so funny that I pulled a Charizard from the first pack of 151 that I got. Ever. Back in the day, we would have thought that was cool. Here we have the 2019 Rare Charizard Common. Very confusing, I know. He looks really weird in this artwork, I'm not gonna lie. And then we've reached our last Charizard. Last Pokemon for the video. This is the Detective Pikachu Charizard. He was a main character, and he looks so 3D printed in this artwork. It's got a hollow star. Ooh, shiny. Detective Pikachu logo. That whole movie was... It was such a trip, honestly. It wasn't bad. I did enjoy it. I think I only actually watched it once, but I did also play the game for the 3DS. You appreciate Wormadam a lot more after playing that game. Apom not so much, but Wormadam. Alright, we did it. We went through all the Charmanders. Thank you so much, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, for sitting through this 30-minute video. Because I have so many, and that's how long some of these videos are gonna get. But I really appreciate everyone who sits with me talking about my stupid little hyperfixation that I've had for 30 years. Anyway, we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.